There are so many ways to warm up those shoulders before you work out, before your sport, before you have a lot of movement through those shoulders. You definitely want to prep before you play. You need to figure out or find out which ones that you like, which ones make the shoulder feel a little bit better before you have your activity. Today's warm-up routine doesn't require any equipment at all. So it's just nice and basic, doesn't require any equipment, but you do need a floor. So if you're out on training ground or somewhere that you didn't want to be on the floor, this isn't the one for you. But the good news is you don't need any equipment at all for this one. So we're going to get started. We're going to start with the cat-cow. So shoulders and wrists in line, spread out those fingers. You're going to have the knees and the hips in line, nice long back. And then take a big breath in. As you exhale, roll the back up. Now push up through the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone as you look through those legs. As you inhale, reverse it. Tilt that tailbone up, open through the chest. And then exhale, push up through the shoulders. So yes, it's not only the shoulders that are getting warmed up here, but also through the spinal column. A little bit of movement through the hips. So I'm going to do about 8 to 10. Going at a pace that's comfortable for you. Exhale as you roll. Inhale as you reverse. You can also do it by time. So if you didn't want to count how many you do, maybe you set your alarm for 45 seconds and you have 45 seconds of cat-cows. Good, exhale and roll. Push up through the shoulders. Movement can start small, maybe make it a little bigger as you go. Always listening to your body, so it should be pain-free. You might feel a little tightness, but you don't want it to be painful. Now we're going to come back into our regular nice long back. Next one is for the thoracic spine. We're going to bring one hand behind the head. We're going to close it up, and then you're going to open. Little pause, close it up. Think about moving through the middle back. Getting that thoracic spine warmed up and moving is also going to help. Getting those shoulders moving the way that you want them to. Now this is just one of many thoracic spine rotations. There's so many that you could do. And we're just going from one to the next. So 8 to 10 on one side. Little pause as you come up. Nice controlled movement, so not too fast. Let's get one more in on this side. Back to the center and release it. Spread out those fingers. Okay, other side. We're going to close it up and open. Little pause on the top. Again, move through that middle back. Few more to go. I'm doing 10 on the side. You could do anywhere from 8 to 10. And release it. Okay, the next one is a sideline clock. So what you're going to do, you're going to lay on one side. And there's a lot of ways that you could get this set up. So if it doesn't feel good to have your head all the way down, you could have a towel or a pillow. If it doesn't feel good to have your legs touching, you could put a foam roller in between, you could put a yoga block, you could put a towel or a pillow. We're going to stack those hands and we're going to circle, trying to touch the floor with the fingertips, and you're going to open so those arms that are in that straight line. Little pause. Now as you come overhead, it rotates. So palm faces down, as you're overhead, palm faces up. If you cannot touch the floor, I'll scoot down a little so you see those hands, you can always hover. So for a lot of people, you're thinking, I can't make those fingertips touch the ground. That's okay, you don't have to. Once you open up, add that little pause. And again, it's nice controlled movement, so you're not in a race. You're not going as fast as you can. And again, you're moving in that pain-free range of movement. So movement could be big, ending in that line. Maybe you stop a little short. Maybe that arm is a lot higher off the ground. Think about all that movement through that shoulder. Great one to warm up the shoulder joints. Turning the head with the movement. Let's do one more on this side. And now switch sides. I'm just gonna totally flip over. And again, legs are tucked in. Set up, it's a good position for you. Start with those palms facing each other. And then as it comes overhead, rotate. Open through the shoulders, open through the chest, and come on back. Doing 10 on this side. So you can do anywhere from 6 to 10. Even if you only do 4, you're still getting that movement through the shoulder joint. So sometimes it all depends on how much time that you have. You always want to have some time to get that body warmed up before your sport or before your movement. Okay, I'm doing one more. A little pause, say open, close it back up. Now, I'm flipping on over onto my belly. The next one are prone tees. So if you don't want to have your head on a mat, grab a towel or grab something. So you want to have your head down, tuck that chin in. Arms are out in a straight line. From here, torso stays down, your legs stay down. We're just lifting those arms up. A little pause and release. Even if the movement is really small, that you just barely get the hands off the ground, that's okay. Again, if you feel tightness, you're going to work through that. Hopefully, it'll start subsiding a bit. But you're always working within a pain-free range of movement. So if I brought my arms up higher and it hurt, but this didn't, I would stop where it didn't hurt. Exhale on the up, control it as it lowers. Let's do 2 more. Kind of lost count. 1 more, and release it. So that was our prone tee. Now we're going to be in 90 degrees with those arms, and we're only going to lift the hands in the upper arm of the forearm off. So again, tuck that chin in, your forehead's down. Arms are in right angles. We're going to keep the elbows down. Lift the hands and forearms if you can. And again, maybe the movement's super small. That's okay. Exhale on the up. Inhale as you control it as it lowers. I'm doing 2 more of these. And relax. Now the very last one, is it the last one? No. One of the other ones, 2 more to go. This time the whole arm is gonna lift. So same position, you're gonna tuck that chin in, forehead's down, arms are in the right angle. Now the arm's gonna lift, little pause, and lower. And again, you're just lifting to a pain-free range of movement. So even if the movement's very small, that's okay. If you feel a little tightness, keep it small, and little by little, hopefully as those muscles get warmed up with a movement, they'll be able to move a little bit more.
So again, anywhere from 6 to 10. Let's do 2 more. And relax. Now the very last one is a prone snow angel. So we're gonna stay on our belly. We're staying here. We're gonna have those arms out in front. As they come out into a T, turn the palms up. They're gonna hover right above the glutes. And then rotate back. If you can have that big movement, you're gonna have that big movement. Now as they're overhead, they don't touch the ground. As they come over your glutes, they're not gonna touch. So they're always hovering. If that's as far as you could go, if the movement's small, again, you're working within that pain-free range of movement. Let's do a few more. And relax.
Okay, that is our mobility or warm up for our shoulders without any equipment. We'll have 6 more routines using other equipment. So today is day number 1 for the shoulder warm up. Give it a try, see how those shoulders feel. Maybe you don't like all of those. Pick and choose which ones you like. If they all work for your shoulder, go through them one at a time, nice and controlled. But do with what works for you, and remember, consistency matters.